Hello everyone, I'm Rob with the Smiths in the Black, and if it's Tuesday, it's a Strat Attack show where we get in the urban assault vehicle and we see what's going on. So, starting off the new month again, here's your SPY, and this is the chop we got to get out of, and you can see this. Big down day, big up day, big down day, big up day, right? So how do we get out of this? Because we're starting off that new month, and can't stress enough, we need this thing to be longer and greener or redder. And if it comes down 3-2, remember, we'll be keeping a focus on this if we re-break this 428.78 down into there. So right now, back and forth, a lot of inside days today. So those all need to resolve. I'll get into some of those in just a minute. If we go to QQQ, once again, slightly red but doji. And you can see this here, still a little worse. As the Qs drop down and pull back up a little bit today, but still just walking down this thing. And if we go to the 60-minute, you'll see this here. Still lower highs on the Qs. So the question is, are we going to triangle these guys out and go back up into complete the broadening formation, or is it a lower broadening formation off of this here is what we're going to find out tomorrow. A lot of inside days there, Facebook, Amazon, all that kind of stuff. And if you go to the SPY, you'll see very similar. Here's your broadening formation. Couldn't quite make it there. So we want to see if that's the lower high or if we're going to go ripping back up off all these inside days. But just starting off the month and in the new week. So one of the things that we want to look for is anything taking out last week's highs or lows or the monthlies. So discernibly, it's still our buddies in the energy for right now. Here's XLE. And XLE in the weekly stalls out today. Here just a little bit, but still a higher high, right? And so we're still taking out last week's highs. If you go to OIH, here on the week is just slightly above that. So it's all the usual suspects in there. You got Exxon taking out last week's highs, MRO, Marathon Oxy. So you know pretty much everybody over there, Chevron. If we go to, we got some exhaustion risk because we're going into recent highs, but it is what it is for right now. Halliburton, NOV, more OIH stuff. You got Fang Energy still. You've got Emerald Hess. You've got Devon. You've got SU. All this kind of good SU. So all those energies there, and then you go CPE. That's another one of our good ones here. LPI, I believe, has not done it yet, so it poked up a little bit. We'll see if that thing comes back up or not. And then we go to the refiners, and you got Valero here, and Valero is also taking out last month's highs. A lot of these things taking out last month's highs because with the energies taking out the week and the month because they were all up last month, right? And so Valero, and you got PSX doing the 2-2 reversal here on that. Just kind of stalls out on the day as a doji, so we'll see how things progress going forward. Nice day today for net. And so you can see this thing. Had a real nice day today. We'll see if that continues, because if you go to the monthly, see this. Pokes down, coming back, potential 3-3 monther. And so there's your big old daily. Higher highs, lower low, broadening formation coming back through. Still has some room to take this out. Weekly high, so we'll see if that can get up here and breach this and keep ripping here over 128.60. You got a little bit of distance on that. Netflix leading the charge in the fangers and still taking out last week's highs. You just got exhaustion risk because you're going into new highs up there for Netflix. Bitcoin on the move, so that tells us BT. You can see this weekly, 2 down, 2 up, reversal on the week. That's nice. It got some room on that month here. But we've got a lot of month left too. So and keep an eye on that with the Bitcoin. It was also nice here. And you had the inside day back through previous range. Also looking at Mara. And you can see this was a nice 2 up, 2 down, and boom, back through the try she goes. And then you go to that weekly here. Above that week here is above 37.03. You're there right now to see if we can get any more out of it. If you go to MSTR. And MSTR, taking all that out, still handling inside month, but like I said, you can watch it as a group. And SI here, having a nice couple of weeks here after this 2-2 reversal week. And if we go to the month, you can see this here, taking out all these guys, 5 months. 5 months of highs and coming back up through. So I definitely want to keep an eye on SI. Some trannies waking up. The rails, Union Pack, doesn't take out the month, but you are above last week's highs with Norfolk Southern. Here, Norfolk Southern comes up on the month as well. So Norfolk Southern trying to go 2-2 reversal month. Back up in here, RevStrat. Inside month, down and back up. And you can watch CSX there. Still handily inside in the month, but all of those had a nice day today. And we'll see if that follows through. That's what we're always looking for. Give me some follow through. On the downside, we had a lot of things stay inside day, Facebook, and that's still below last week's lows. So, but you do have an inside day, so it could go 2-1-2 right back up. But it's inside day there. Amazon the same. You've got Adobe here below last week's high lows. And an inside day. SWKS, not an inside day. It was a 2 down today. So that thing's still taking this month out and weekly lows. So it tells you to look at SMH, which poked down on the week and then starts to come back a little bit. Not quite an inside day today, but you can see this for the week hasn't really decided which way it wants to go. If we go to Palantir, also below last week's lows, and here, inside day, Momo Shooter, if that works, also Palantir can take out last month's lows here, 23.88. You're there right now. So that's a 2-2 reversal on that. So Palantir's still in trouble over there. If we go to RBLX, inside month to the downside. Start off the month, so having some problems there. And daily was real nice here too. You had this 2 up and then the 2-2 on a Tuesday. Bam, sharply out, and then boom, take it right down. So RBLX starting off nasty, and then if you go here, the 60, here's how you get in on that. RevStrat 60. Puke, inside, pokes up, boop, RevStrat takes out all these guys, and then some, because now you have your month. If we go to RNG here, inside day, right, but you can see here, staying down on the week here. So we'll see if it can take those lows out here. So you can take that week out. You've been going sideways for a while, but we'll see if we can take that out, because if you do, you're close to the lows of last month as well. Try and take that out to keep puking. If we go to Carvana, in Carvana, last month was a 2 up, 2 down reversal. Now that's still continuing. As far as we know, the weekly takes out last week's lows, still dropping Carvana. If we go to some retail, Ross Stores trying to go 3-2 on the week. Outside week, Expando to the downside, testing last month's lows as well. And today was a nice little RevStratter day to take these guys out. See if that continues. TJ Maxx also took an inside day to the downside, and that's going after last month's lows. So it tells you to keep an eye on a bunch of retail, and 3-2 weaker to the downside. If we go to IBB just kind of sitting here for right now. That's what it did today here. So potentially the 2 down, 2 up, and then boom, back into the lows, because you've got GILD here going inside month to the downside. Here, 2-1-2 reversal month. And GILD, if you look at AGIO, this thing also going inside month to the downside. If you go to INCY, we know this has been in trouble for a while, taking out last month's lows again, and so going out near the lows of the day today. So still in trouble is INCY. If we go to Colgate and the XLP, Colgate, rough day there still, taking out last month's lows, attacking last week's lows, and I believe XLP is inside on the day to keep an eye on that. With that, see if that thing starts to break back down. 3-2 or 3-1 day for XLP. If you go to GDOT, all sorts of things going on here. And this is what you look for: the choppy range, the attempt to break out, inside day, and boom, right back down through all this kind of stuff. And if that works, and we can go to our weekly here, you'll see that was 2 up and a 2 down reversal. Boom, takes all these guys out in one shot. And if that works, monthly here is a 3-2 month to the downside here. So we can keep an eye on that thing for sure. If we go to Lennar, the home builders, taking out last month's lows and last week's lows, and DHI, I believe, as well. And so the XHB had some strength with some Home Depot in it. But XHB potential rev strat to the downside. Inside bar pokes up, boom, take them all back down. So there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts as we're in the new month, and especially with all these inside days. But certainly that SPY's got to resolve. It's got to get out of this thing. We got to get out of here. Otherwise, it's every day down, up, down, up. How do we get out of that? Because yesterday we would have thought that it would be tough to take out yesterday's highs, but they gunned them on the opening to do it. But it took a lot, and that was this here. Took a lot to do it, and couldn't get a lot of these things outside or not, from not being an inside day. So a ton of inside days need to resolve tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes, and we just keep playing the sequence. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, Smith in the Black with Strat Attack.